I can't help but myself. I'm addicted to a life of material. Baby, doing it for the baby, 'cause we got a taste for champagne and endless fortune. Fame, fame, baby, the fame, fame. We live for the fame, fame, baby, the fame, fame.
Today's show is all about how to get the perfect look, even for the ladies out there who don't like to wear makeup. And we have Jen Shaughnessy here to show us how to get a red carpet look. To be or not to be a makeup girl, I have the perfect solution for all you lazy ladies out there who still want flawless skin but either don't have the time or don't want to make the time. How about trying a tinted moisturizer? It works just like a facial lotion, except it evens out your skin tone while adding a little color. One product you could try is Sonia Kashnik's Tinted Moisturizer. You can find it in the beauty aisle in Target, and it costs between $10 and $12. So today on Beauty on a Budget, we're playing a trivia round. We're at the mall and we need to find someone. We're playing a trivia round for Beauty on a Budget. Do you want to play?
Sure.
All right. Well, we have our first contestant. So what's your name?
James.
All right. So James, do you know what the company name MAC stands for?
Many ants crawling.
No. I'll give you a second try.
Macaroni and cheese.
No. Actually, it stands for Makeup Art Cosmetics. But since you've been a good sport, I guess, you want a prize. So prize person, your very own banana pack.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for playing trivia round of Beauty on a Budget, even though he got the answer wrong. Now let's talk about how to find that perfect match for your skin tone. If you think you have to get your makeup done at some high-end fancy place where you think you're stuck buying the products, don't. You don't have to do that. What I suggest you do is go to one of those fancy counters and have a consultant tell you what makeup shades will match your skin best. Then you turn around, you say thank you, and you find a similar shade at your local store. This will save you lots and lots of money. Comprende? If you want to get the best bang for your buck, try using one of these two suggestions. Natural light is the best for applying makeup, but if you don't have the luxury of living on a nice island where the sun is always shining, you can use a full spectrum fluorescent bulb. It's preferred by most makeup artists because it mimics natural light. So today on Beauty on a Budget, we're at Innovations, New York. We're here with Jen Shaughnessy. She's a beauty expert. So Jen, tell me a little bit about yourself.
My name is Jen Shaughnessy. I'm from Albany, New York. I've worked for every Estee Lauder company pretty much as either a regional or a resident makeup artist. I've also worked for Chanel, Lancome, and a few other companies, as well as done freelance photo shoots, editorials, and other film opportunities.
Tell us a little bit about what we're going to do today.
We're going to show you how to do airbrush makeup because it's the only way that celebrities really get their makeup put on for really any press or photo opportunity that they have. Really use airbrush makeup. I'm going to start by moisturizing her skin. The most important thing with any makeup application is that the skin is nice and hydrated. Right now, what I'm using on her is this Hard Candy Glow All the Way Face and Body Luminizer. You can get it at Walmart for like $10. It provides a nice glowy look to the skin with a tiny tint of color, and it acts as a great primer for the airbrush. So this is the airbrush gun. Basically, the compressor pumps air through this hose up through the gun that directs the air through the receptacle at the end of the cup, which is guided by a needle. If you take the cap off, this screw holds the needle in place. So if you unscrew it and you pull it out a little bit, you can adjust how much product actually comes through the hole at the end of the airbrush gun. With a little playing and fidgeting with the actual gun itself, you'll figure out what kind of flow you like, how much product you need to come out, and it's going to be different depending on how heavy you actually want the product on it. I always test on my arm to see how much is coming out. You won't just feel air, you'll feel it wet. You'll know it's coming out, and you'll see a little bit of product so you know it's good to go. Not only do you have to push this trigger back, but you also have to push it down. If you were just going to pull this trigger back and down at the same time, it would make you jump just like that. So what you really want to do is push it down and pull it back slowly until you feel it come out. Right now what I'm using on Kylie is Temp 2's Sand, which is number 4. So you really just have to do a little testing to find out which color actually works for you. Now just slow and controlled movements up and down the face. If you like a lot of coverage, you can loosen up the nozzle, pull back on the needle, and let more foundation come out so it'll be heavier. The most economical way to get an airbrush machine is to go with the Luminous Air. Get it on luminousair.com. They start at $169 with 4 shades of foundation and go up to $369 with multiple shades of foundation, bronzers, eyeshadows, blushes, self-tanners, and come with convenient carrying cases. Now what I'm going to do is a coat of this ELF sheer loose powder, and you can just use any loose powder brush. Revlon has some great brushes out now at Walmart for under $10. CVS has some great brushes for under $10 also, called Essence of Beauty. So now I'm going to use the MAC Refined Golden Bronzer. It's a light bronzer which is great for fair skin or tan skin, and it has a little bit of a shimmer. And I'm applying it to her cheekbones and her nose, just where the sun hits the high planes of the face for a natural sun-kissed look. I'm going to shake the brush, and whatever's left on it I'm just going to put on her forehead and on her chin. Now for blush I'm going to use MAC Mocha. It's a nice natural pink which looks good on just about everyone. However, if you are darker skin and it won't show up on you, MAC has a great range of colors that you can choose from. And the blushes are only $16.50, which isn't too bad considering how pigmented they are. They'll last you a really long time. I'm just going to go over the apples of her cheeks with this blush. Now normally I do eye makeup first because it makes such a mess under here. But with the airbrush, I do the airbrush first, just so that it doesn't go over the actual eye makeup. So right now, what I'm going to do is prep her eyes with MAC eyeshadow paints in Untitled. So I'm just going to take my concealer brush, and I'm just going to apply it to the eyelid itself. If you don't have a concealer brush, you can use your ring finger really gently. Just go underneath the crease and concentrate it on the lid. Whatever's left, you can just brush upward towards the brow. About half a pea size is good for both eyes. Right now I'm just going to do a thin layer of Lily and Lolo Gunmetal. You can get this at lilylolo.co.uk. I just dump it in the cup and work off of it with an eyeshadow brush. If you've got a little bit more to spend and you want to get an assortment of brushes, A Design has a lot of really great sets for less than a couple $100. So I'm just going to put this right on the eyelid itself. And next I'm going to use an eyeliner by the same company, Lily Lolo, in black. Instead of putting it on like this, I'm actually going to apply it sideways, right underneath the lash line. If you apply eyeliner like pressing it onto the skin, by the time you actually get to this side, you're going to have put so much pressure on it that it's going to be about twice as wide as it was when you started. So when you get to your other side, it's not going to be even, and you're constantly going to be going back and forth trying to make things even. So I'm just going to take a pencil brush and smudge this out. That way it goes from looking like a harsh eyeliner line to a nice soft line. You're just going to massage it in there so that it looks nice and soft. So now I'm going to use Rimmel's The Max Volume Flash Mascara. It has a nice big fat wand and it gives a lot of volume. It's also waterproof. I'm going to go underneath her lashes and pull her cheek down a little bit so that it doesn't hit underneath her eye, and just sort of roll the brush out. Next, I'm just going to lift her eye up at her brow, go along the tops of her lashes, and roll the brush out. And go right back up underneath them and bring them back up. For a nice flared look in the corners of your eyes, you can always take your brush and bring your lashes out to the side. This works really good for curling lashes too. You just sort of roll the brush and pull it at the same time. You'll actually feel it stretching your lashes. When you do your brows, you're just going to take your brush or your pencil straight up your nose, the corner of your eyes, and make a little starting point. You're going to do the same thing on the outer part of the nose, the outer part of the eye, and just line it right up here. And that's right about where it should end. And if you raise your brow, you can see your natural arch here, which is where you're going to hold your thumb and just pull it up. And you'd be surprised how light a powder actually needs to be to make a color. This blonde one here is perfect. You could also use a matte finish eyeshadow. As long as it doesn't have a ton of sparkle or shimmer to it, it'll look pretty natural. And the only thing we haven't done yet is concealer, so I'm going to do some of that now. Just make sure the area is hydrated. You can use any eye cream that works for you. and your budget, your skin type. There's some really great skincare by Boots No. 7, which you can get at Target. They have amazing face wipes, makeup remover, face lotions, body lotions, you name it. So using the same brush that I just used for the eye cream, I'm using for the concealer. You can also use your ring finger and just gently pat it in there. And go right back over it with your powder, just to blend it out and make it even. If you've got a lot of fallout from your eyeshadow, just make sure that you take the eyeshadow off with a little bit of makeup remover before you put the concealer on it, or it's just gonna blend it all around. Next, we're just gonna finish up with a pretty gloss. This one's Hawaiian Tropic. It's around $5 or $6. You can get it at any drugstore. It also has a sunscreen in it, so it makes the lips look nice and wet and full with a hint of color. And that's pretty much it.
So we just had Jen do an airbrush look on our model Kylie, and I just want to thank you. I think you did a phenomenal job.
Thank you.
You did absolutely wonderful. Tell the audience out there a little bit about some of the things you have going on.
Don't be worried if you feel like you can't do anything and you feel like it's overwhelming. There are classes that we teach here at Innovation Salon. We also teach classes on hair, how to do a blowout. I mean, anything. We are a full service salon. We sell retail products along with education and services. So if there is something that you want to know how to do, we can teach you. It's not a hopeless cause.
I'm going to need that class. There'll be information at the end of this segment, and you can check out Innovations New York, and you can check out some stuff with Jen Shaughnessy. Make sure to tune in next week. I'll be talking about any and everything. Beauty creams, how to reduce stretch marks, and how to reduce the signs of aging. We'll also have a beauty expert in the studio to talk about the best ways to care for your skin. Thanks for watching Beauty on a Budget.